Have you ever finished what was supposed to be a healthy walk, only to sit down and feel like your legs were heavier than before? That dragging sensation, the stiffness in your calves, the way your ankles seem to puff up by evening. You do everything you've been told. You keep moving, you get your steps in, you stay active. Yet somehow, instead of feeling energized, you're left with fatigue. And at a certain age, that can feel discouraging, even worrying. Here's what I want you to hear right away. It's not your fault. For years, we've been told walking alone is the golden ticket to healthy aging. And while walking has incredible benefits, there's a hidden truth very few people over 60 ever hear about. It has to do with a deep muscle in your lower leg that doctors and scientists are now calling your second heart. This muscle doesn't just move your legs, it pumps blood, reduces swelling, and supports your balance in ways walking alone can't. And the surprising part? After 60, this muscle often goes quiet. It falls asleep, leaving you to do the hard work without its help. That's why standing, walking, or even balancing sometimes feels harder than it used to. But here's the good news. This powerful internal engine isn't gone. It's still there, waiting to be reawakened. And today, I'll show you exactly how to do it, with 3 simple, safe exercises you can perform at home. No gym, no equipment, no pressure. Before we dive in, share your age and the city you're watching from in the comments. Let's see just how far this circle of strength reaches. Now let's begin. Exercise 1, seated heel raise. Let's start at the very beginning, not with something flashy, not with something that makes you sweat, but with a quiet little movement that wakes up what scientists now call your second heart. And trust me, once you feel the difference, you'll understand why this tiny muscle matters so much. Think about those afternoons when your legs feel swollen, when you have to shift around in your chair just to get comfortable, or when getting up feels heavier than it should. That's not weakness, and it's not laziness. It's often circulation slowing down, gravity pulling blood toward your feet, and one of your body's hidden engines staying dormant. That engine is a muscle called the soleus, and it's buried deep in your lower leg. The soleus doesn't look impressive on the surface, but inside your body, its role is heroic. Doctors even call it your second heart, because every time it contracts, it pumps blood back up toward your chest, fighting gravity, reducing swelling, and giving you energy. But here's the catch, walking barely wakes it up. After 60, when muscles naturally weaken and circulation slows, the soleus often shuts down, leaving you feeling sluggish. That's why this first exercise matters so much. So let's get practical. Here's how to do the seated heel raise. 1. Sit tall in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, knees bent at a comfortable 90-degree angle. 2. Place your palms gently on your knees. For a little extra challenge, you can hold 2 light water bottles on top of your thighs. 3. Keep the balls of your feet pressed firmly into the floor. 4. Slowly lift both heels as high as you comfortably can. Feel that gentle squeeze in the back of your lower legs. 5. Hold at the top for 1 to 2 seconds. 6. Slowly lower your heels back to the floor under control. Don't let them drop suddenly. 7. Repeat this 10 to 15 times, once or twice a day. That's it. Simple, safe, and surprisingly powerful. Why does this tiny movement work? Because it reminds your brain and your body to reconnect with the soleus. Every lift is like flipping a switch. Wake up, support me, keep me steady. As circulation improves, people often notice less heaviness in their legs, reduced swelling in the ankles, and even more energy to carry through the day. It may not feel dramatic in the moment, but those small signals add up to something life-changing. A stronger foundation beneath you. Of course, safety matters. If you've recently had a blood clot, DVT, struggle with painful varicose veins, or feel any sudden sharp pain in your calves, skip this exercise until your doctor clears it. For everyone else, this is where stability begins. Quiet, gentle, yet powerful. If you are still watching, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Exercise 2, standing calf raise. There's a quiet moment that often goes unnoticed in daily life. The second you rise from a chair, you take that first step, and just for an instant, you feel a little unsure. Maybe it's a small wobble, maybe you reach for a wall or steady yourself on a counter. You tell yourself, that's just aging, but deep down you wonder if this is the beginning of a slow decline. It doesn't have to be. Because hidden in your lower legs is a system designed to push back against gravity itself. When you activate it, you're not just working a muscle, you're training your body to find its footing again, to stand with quiet confidence. That's what the standing calf raise is all about. Why does this matter? Stability, balance, and a sense of control all flow from the way your legs interact with the ground. The stronger and more responsive those muscles are, the steadier you feel. This isn't about bodybuilding or bulking up. It's about retraining the communication between your muscles and your nervous system. What doctors call proprioception. Simply put, it's your body's ability to know where it is in space and adjust instantly to keep you upright. Now let's walk through it step by step. 1. Stand facing a sturdy surface like a kitchen counter or the back of a heavy chair. 2. Place both hands lightly on it for support, but don't lean your weight forward. 3. Keep your feet hip-width apart, toes pointing forward. 4. Shift your weight slightly toward the balls of your feet. 5. Slowly lift both heels as high as you comfortably can. 6. Pause at the top, feeling the strength in your calves as they support your full body weight. 7. Slowly lower your heels back to the floor, as if placing something fragile on a shelf. 8. Repeat 10 to 15 times. Aim to do this once in the morning to wake up your legs, and again in the evening to reduce swelling and reset your balance. So why does it work? Because now you're calling on two major players: the gastrocnemius, the visible outer calf muscle, and the soleus, the deeper second heart. Together, they act like pumps, sending blood back toward your heart and draining fluid that collects in your feet and ankles. But even more importantly, every lift trains the nerves around your ankles, knees, and hips to sense and respond to your body's movements. That means fewer hesitations, less wobbling, and a stronger sense of control when you stand or walk. Of course, safety comes first. Skip or modify this movement if you've recently had ankle or foot surgery, if you experience dizziness when standing, or if your balance is so limited that even with support you feel unsafe. In that case, stick with the seated version until your strength builds. Each lift is more than exercise. It's a message to your body: I am not fragile. I am reclaiming my strength. Now let's go deeper to unlock the hidden engine. Exercise 3. Bent knee calf raise. Some of the most important movements you make every day don't happen during long walks or workouts. They happen in the tiny moments: stepping onto a curb, standing on one leg to slip into your shoes, reaching down to put on a pair of socks. These micro movements seem small, but they carry big consequences. Because it's in these moments that your body decides, stay standing or start falling. That decision is made deep inside your lower leg, in a muscle most people don't even know they have. It's not the big, showy calf muscle you see in the mirror. It's the quiet one underneath. The soleus. Unlike the outer calf, which is built for speed and power, the soleus is built for endurance. It doesn't fatigue quickly, and it quietly protects your balance by holding you steady when you're not even thinking about it. But here's the catch. For many people over 60, this muscle is asleep, forgotten, and when it stays inactive, those small wobbles become more frequent, and the risk of slips or falls grows. That's why this third exercise is so powerful. It teaches your body to call on the soleus again, to reactivate your hidden balance protector. And the secret is simple: bend your knee. By bending the knee, you take the larger outer calf muscle, the gastrocnemius, out of the equation, forcing the deeper soleus to wake up and do its job. Here's how to do it. 1. Stand behind a sturdy chair or countertop and lightly hold on for balance. 2. Shift your weight onto your right leg, lifting your left foot just an inch off the ground. 3. Now slightly bend your right knee, not a squat, just a soft bend. 4. From this position, slowly lift your right heel as high as you comfortably can. 5. Pause at the top and notice how the work feels closer to your ankle than your calf. 6. Slowly lower your heel back to the floor under control. 7. Repeat 8 to 12 times on the right leg, then switch to the left. If you need to modify, you can keep both feet on the ground and simply bend your knees slightly while lifting your heels. Over time, as your balance improves, progress to the single leg version. Why does this movement matter so much? Because it builds what I like to call smarter strength. You're not just piling on muscle, you're retraining your body to use the endurance fibers that keep you steady in those unpredictable, everyday moments. This is strength that lasts all day, the kind that keeps you confident when you climb stairs, step off a curb, or balance on one foot without a second thought. Of course, use caution. If you've had recent ankle or Achilles tendon surgery, or if your balance is severely limited to the point where standing on one foot feels unsafe, stick to the seated or double leg version until you're ready. Always listen to your body. From wobble to wisdom, this move reawakens a system most people never even discover. And once you do, you'll feel the difference in every step. Now let's pull it all together. What you learned today wasn't just 3 little exercises. It was much bigger than that. These movements are about more than muscles. They're about freedom, independence, and confidence. You didn't just wake up your legs, you reawakened a part of yourself that refuses to give in to decline. Think about it. With just a chair, your breath, and a few minutes of focus, you've proven that strength is still yours to claim. You've shown that balance, energy, and stability aren't gone. They were simply waiting for you to remind them to come alive again. You proved that decline isn't inevitable. You've taken control, and that's the real victory here. Because the truth is, age isn't the enemy. Inactivity is. Doubt is. The small story we tell ourselves that says, this is just the way things are now. Today, you rewrote that story. You chose action over hesitation. You chose confidence over fragility. And with each repetition, you sent your body a message it needed to hear. I still have strength. I still have control. I still belong on my own 2 feet. Here's what matters most. Small, consistent action is stronger than age. You don't need to do everything all at once. You just need to keep showing up for yourself. A few minutes every day is enough to build a foundation that protects your balance, reduces your fatigue, and keeps you moving with confidence. So now it's your turn to share. If you felt something shift today, even just a little spark of strength or steadiness, type "second heart activated" in the comments, along with your age and city. Let's build a circle of strength that spans across the world, proving that life after 60 is not about losing power, but about learning to use it differently. Stay steady, stay strong, and always remember, you're not done growing, you're just getting started.